As early back as I remember, I loved airplanes and built models for years. But in '49, when I finally took the leap and bought into this Fairchild trainer, big radial engine, and gasoline then was only 50 cents a gallon, $6 a gallon now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the instructor, he charged me $2 an hour to teach me. So that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, I'm Deye, and I started flying in 1949. I actually soloed in '49, but I got my private pilot's license in 1950. Some of the people from Florida, retired people, was leaving, going to South Carolina because that was lower cost of living. When I came down here on a weekend, I came in here on Saturday, and first person I met was Dan. He was out there with his dog and stopped and talked, and he took me down and introduced me to Dave, who had 2 lots for sale. And when we left here, we said we found a home here. Most airplanes were flying with 65 horsepower engines. The Piper Cubs, Taylorcraft, Luscombe's, Travelers, all of them flew about 80 to 90 mile an hour. Except for the Cub, it was about 70 mile an hour. And this thing came out, and on a 75 horsepower engine, it would cruise at 125 mile an hour. I was flying from South Dakota to Cincinnati, and I was over in Indiana, and the crankshaft busted on me. I was right over the naval ammo dump in Indiana, which was real tempting to land because they had these nice wide space buildings. And I thought, well, I ain't gonna land that naval property. So I picked a barnyard pasture. And as I came in, I had a good approach. I was just going to sit down about in the middle and run through the fence on the other end, and that's okay. That's minor damage. However, I got smart and decided, well, hey, I'll just sidestep the sucker right in, and I'll set it on the edge, and I can stop it with no damage. All the way up to the last second, I thought I had it. It was straightening itself out. I thought, boy, I got it now. It stalled, fell right on its nose, and rolled over on its back and slid about 30, 40 feet on its back. I had struggled. I was all out of breath. I laid there panting, and I was listening to the gas. This is a nose tank in here, and it was like this, and the gas was running on the engine. I could hear it frying on the engine. And I thought, oh God, I catch fire now, I'm done. And I'm laying in gasoline too. So, with a mighty kicking and a struggle, I beat my way out of that airplane. And we'll go on here. I got a workshop back here. And part of my retirement plan was to get an A&P license so I can work on my own airplanes legally and sign them off. So I got all the equipment here I needed to work on. Of course, there's the old compressor. This is a MIG welder. And here's a sandblasting cabinet. And here's a bandsaw. And there's a lathe. That lathe has saved me many times on these old airplanes, you can't buy parts, you have to make them. So I make most of my own parts. And this is a spot welder. And this is a drill press with a little milling attachment. And this is a disc sander. And this is my first welder acetylene. This stand is part of my kid's jungle gym. And the latest airplane, the last airplane we bought is this Apache here. These Apaches is one of the early airplanes, twins. This is the first twin airplane. This is a 5-passenger. I got the 5th seat out of it. So it's a pretty roomy airplane compared to most light planes. And this is the second Apache that we have. And I got some pictures of the airplanes in here on the lounge. And this is the little plane I flew, that was the first airplane, first crash I had that put me in the hospital. So that one totaled that airplane. And here's a little plane I designed and built for aerobatics. I designed and built that as a minimal airplane. And it kept trying to kill me, so I got rid of it. This award here, I'm the first one in South Carolina to get this award as a master pilot. Basically, I managed to fly 50 years without killing myself. So that qualifies me for that award. Some people flying is almost like a dope addict. And I think I'm one of them. A lot of people, in fact, students I've had, I got them through their license and they got tired of flying, went on to do other things. So it's what people put their value in. I don't like dope at all. I've never had dope. Maybe I would like it. I never tried it. But I was never interested in dope, but I sure like airplanes.